We begin chapter 6, Genesis, and it's Noah finds favor. It begins, Ke ageneto, inika, irxanto I anthropi, poli, geneste epi tis gis. And it came to pass, when many men began to become upon the earth. We'll underline some of these English derivatives. Anthropos, anthropology, poly, polygamy, the poly, many. Gis, geology, earth. Ke thigateres egenethisen aftis. And daughters were born to them. Thigateres is almost a transliteration into English. In verse 2, Idon tes the ii tu theu tas thigateres ton anthropon, and the sons of God were beholding the daughters of men. Now, who are these sons of God? Well, as we go through here, I think we'll see that they are not. They're not gods; they're actually humans, but they are powerful beings that were at the time of the creation. And it continues, Oti kale isin, for that they are good. They saw that they are good. Kale, we have a kaleidoscope, a good view for that word. Elavan iaftis ginekas apo pason on exolexanto, that they took to themselves women or wives, either way on that 1135, of whom they chose. So they had the power to choose of who they wanted. They were powerful men. In verse 3, Ke ipe kyrios o theos, and the Lord God said, theology, the derivative there, Umi katamini to pneuma mu entis anthropis tutis, no way should my spirit stay with these men. Which men was it talking about? The mankind or these sons of God? Pneuma, we have pneumatics, air-driven. Thea toine aftus sarcus, on account of their being flesh. So they were flesh. And sarcus, sarcophagus. Esonte the meri afton ekaton ekosin eti, and their days will be 120 years. Ekaton, hectare. In verse 4, Ide gigantes isen epitis gis entes imeres ekines. Now we're introduced to the giants. Now these giants could be the same as the sons of God, and they may not be. I'll look and see if we can get more information on these. These giants, the gigantes, mentions in Genesis 10, 8, and 9, 1 Chronicles 1:10, that Nimrod began to become a giant. And then in Genesis 14:5, it mentions that the giants were destroyed during battles. Then in Numbers 13:33 and Deuteronomy 1:28, it talks about the giants in Canaan when the men went in to spy out the land during the trek through the wilderness. In Numbers 13:33 and Deuteronomy 1:28, there was the one I mentioned that one, the ones from Canaan. Then in Joshua 12:4 and 13:12, it mentions Og, a leftover from the giants, it says, and he was destroyed by Moses. So these were powerful men, but they were not invincible. 2 Samuel 21:18 and 22, it mentions the Philistines being descendants of the giants. And in 1 Chronicles 11:5, 14:9, and 13, it even has a place called the Valley of the Giants in Philistia. Then in 1 Chronicles 26, it mentions the giants of having 6 fingers and 6 toes. So this is, I even saw a program on internet of a man in England that had 6 fingers. I don't know about the toes, but 2 thumbs. And the children wanted to shake hands with him and look at his hand because he had these 6 fingers. And then in Psalms 19:5, it talks about a giant running a journey. In Isaiah 13:3, it says, I order and I lead them. Giants come to fill my rage against Babylon. So they're powerful people, and not necessarily, they're not gods. And then in Isaiah 14:9, Hades from below is embittered, meeting you. That is the king of Babylon. All the giants ruling the earth were risen together against you, the ones rising from their thrones, all the kings of the nations. And then in Exodus 32:27, we'll go there. And it says, and they sleep with the giants, the ones having fallen from the eon, the ones who went down into Hades with weapons of warfare. And they put their swords under their heads, and their lawless deeds came upon their bones, for they were frightened giants during their life. This was talking about the Egyptians that came after the children of Israel when they were fleeing Egypt. And then in Daniel 3:25, it mentions a son of God. Nebuchadnezzar looked into the fiery furnace, and instead of seeing 3 men, he said there was 4. The 4th looked like a son of God. So there is a difference, the son of God and sons of God, and something to study. Mentions many places in the New Testament, of course, Jesus being the Son of God, and God being his Father. And continues, Ide gigantes isen epitis gis entes imeris ekines, ke met ikino, and after that, os an is seporevonto ii to theo pros ta sigateris ton anthropon. And after that, the sons of God entered continually to the daughters of men. Ke egenosen iaftis, and they procreated for themselves. So the sons of God here are tied into the giants. And it says after that, Akini, Isen, e gigantes, those were the giants. E ap ionos, the ones from the eon. There may have been these powerful men born, because we were mentioning earlier about Cain worrying about other people killing him. They may have been the giants. And e ap ionos, e anthropi, e onomasti, they were the renowned men, powerful men. E thon, they, Kyrios, o theos, oti eplithinthisan e kakie ton anthropon upon tis gis, and the Lord God, beholding that the sons of man were multiplying evils upon the earth, ke pas tis thea noite en ti cardia avtu epimelos epi taponi ra, passus tas imeres, and all that man considered in his heart was diligently upon the wicked thing all the days. So that was the state of man, that he was diligently putting his heart to do wicked things. And we have to ask ourselves that today, the world, how similar is it to the time of Noah? In verse 6, Ke enethimithi o theos oti epise ton anthropon epitis gis, ke theanoithi. And God pondered that he made the man upon the earth, and he considered it.